to here, I would be in the same time. I mean that if I traveled back again, it would be as if I never left. There would be no difference between these. I don't think it makes sense that if I'm traveling faster than light, I'm traveling quicker than the speed of light, that I end up here. That doesn't make any sense to me. Because the way we perceive time is based on speed, right? Okay, I feel like I made a compelling point. I think this would be more engaging if, you know, I was on voice or something, but... If you travel faster in light, you'd go backwards in time, so that's another kind of... No, I wouldn't travel faster in light. I would travel just like... It would be a net zero. I wouldn't be traveling faster in light. I would just be traveling at the net zero. There's no... It's not faster, it's not quicker. It's just at an exact zero. I'm not expending any energy or anything. I'm just perfectly teleporting myself from here to a planet 900 billion years away. Instantly. Not faster than the speed of light, not slower than the speed of light. Just point on, exactly not faster, exactly not slower. I don't know the kind of words to think. I'm just let's say I could just snap my fingers and I could move this planet that is like I travel back in time with the shift of perspective. But would you though? Like, are you telling me that if I'm one, right? We're one again. This is universal time. If I had the ability to just teleport a planet next to me, and I took a planet that was 900 billion years away from me, and I teleported next to me, that planet would be as my perception, dictates that it would be. So that planet, despite the fact that it was moved instantaneously without traveling over light years, it wasn't moved through time as it was traveling towards me with light. It was just instantly teleported there. You're telling me that because of my perception that planet, like if I had looked at that planet through binoculars, because I perceive that planet differently through my perception, when I use my instant teleport, it would still be back. If it hasn't been instant teleportation, then it probably could be so. Then there's universal time. Then the universal second exists. There we go. Is this quantum physics? This is end of physics. If we're saying it could probably be so, then universal time exists, doesn't it? Because how we perceive time is based on us, but time would still have to be universal. Because time happens without us too, presumably. Like if if Earth got crushed in half right now and disappeared into a black hole, time would still happen, right? There is no one time. Sure, but it's still relative. Yeah, I don't think I'm disagreeing that time is relative. I'm just saying that there would still be a universal time. It's just that we don't perceive it universally. Einstein says space-time is relative. Yeah, it's relative for us. I'm not saying that we don't perceive time relatively. I'm saying that there is that time is flat, and that this 1 second right now is happening all across the universe. Meaning that if I teleported some dude, if I teleported my body to the edge of the galaxy, or the universe, and then I spent 10 seconds there and teleported myself back instantly, no travel time, it would just be 10 seconds later here. Nothing would have changed. Despite the fact that if someone had looked at me at the edge of the universe, I would have been, 6 gajillion years in the future. That doesn't change anything, because that's just our perception. That doesn't change the universal second at all. Space-time is relative to every object. Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that there could still be a universal second. That doesn't change the fact that there is a second that is happening all across the universe right now. But everyone is perceiving that second relatively. But there's still a specific second. Do I look like Einstein? I think so, yeah. I would say so. Isn't the simplest isn't the simplest way to just look at this just being like a clock? Like if you have a clock. Here, this is a clock, right? 12, 6. If you have a clock, and I understand that it's time like an ocean, just like why did you put an H in ocean? Just like how the water in the ocean moves slower some places and faster other places. That should just be depends on what happens. I'm just like that. I don't know if I understand this example, but the H is not silent. Just you're like Sean Connery. Ocean. All right. Let's say we have a clock, right? 11. If we have a clock, the clock is going to be, this is the second hand. The clock goes 11, 12. Now, two different people looking at this clock can perceive time differently on the clock depending on their relative perspective of it, right? Like if they are X, I don't know how many light years a second is or whatever. Is 1 light year a second? I don't know. But depending on how they're perceiving the clock, I can't. You are so close. Well, but I'm explaining my theory, so of course I'm close. I'm saying that depending on where they are, the clock will be different relative to them, but the clock is still just going a second at a time. So that means that if you had the ability to put that clock in front of two people, let's say this is like a quantum object that can exist in two places in time at the same time. Let's say we have two clocks. How does this work? Actually, why did I do that? I need that. Let's say that we have. How many clocks do we need for this? I'm just saying that I think time and space as different things might not make sense. It's two aspects of the same thing, but what do I know? I'm not a time spaceologist. Like, are you telling me that if I'm one, right? We're one again. This is universal time over light year. That's gonna be a good clip. I have to get a shout out. Okay, listen. If it's just you talking, yeah, I get that. If we have two clocks, right? Let's say that we have a quantum clock. I don't know if this is how quantum works, but we have a clock that exists in two places at the same time. It's the exact same clock. If two people are looking at this clock, the time on that clock would go the same no matter where they are in the universe. It doesn't matter. The time would if this clock exists in two places at once, the time would always be the same. It doesn't matter how it doesn't matter. No, it would. Why wouldn't it? It's a quantum clock. It exists at two places at the same time. Why would it not? Why would it not be the same? Explain. Relative to each other, like if one person is God, that's awful. But would it? It would. Okay, so there's 6 billion light years between these. Okay. What? There's a pencil. There's 600 billion light years. Light. Between these, okay? What I walked into? So first of all, a person standing here in the center would see these clocks the same, right? Because relative to this person, they're a relative distance away. So for this person, the clock would be the same. It would be 12 both places. So this person over here, they would see this clock as being 12, right? But if they looked at this clock, it would be something else. It would be, it would be 6, right? God, the WTF is this? And debunking 21st century science and proving Einstein a hack fraud. Right. So we're on the same page so far, right? Everything I've said is correct. No one disagrees with the premise I've said so far. These two people look at each other. These two people, if this clock is the same clock, what is the premise? The premise is this is the exact same clock. It's not two different clocks. is one clock existing at the exact same moment in time. It's not a clock that is relative to the other. It's the same exact clock. Why would that exist for the thought experiment? It doesn't matter how. How isn't relevant here? I took a kitty break and you're explaining the Rick and Morty timeline. If the clock exists at multiple points in time, the clock would still be ticking the same. It would look different for these two people because they're far away from each other. Not enough thoughts in this experiment. I have an orange, but that doesn't change the fact that the clock is still ticking at universal time. It doesn't matter how these two people perceive universal time. The point is still that universal time is still happening. The point of perception, you're describing something that can't exist. I mean that's not necessarily true. I don't think that's true. But even if it can't exist, that doesn't really mean anything. Unless we're saying that like, and that's not even the. I logged on Wilkie and someone whispered me asking if I'll do Maraudon with the full quest run. Jesus. Ripperoni, are you in Stormwind? The thing that's being contested here isn't whether or not this is possible. The thing that's being contested here is that people just say that's not how time works, because they will say that they will say that because these people exist in different because these people are far away from each other, they will experience time differently, which is only true relative to each other. But the quantum watch isn't. The quantum watch isn't being relative to each other. The quantum watch exists at both places at the same time. Did you know that moving really fast changes how fast you age? I mean, does it? It doesn't change how fast you age. It's relative. I was at the nearest shrine. Oh, interesting. Your corpse was in Stormwind. So the theory, of course, isn't wrong to say that these two people need to watch a Discovery Channel. But we just watched Discovery Channel. It didn't answer this question at all. Of course, these two people are experiencing time at this time differently. There's no disputing that, because time is relative for these people perceiving it. But assuming that this is the same watch, this is the exact same watch, that watch will still keep ticking the same. This watch could never be slower than this watch. They would have to be the exact same all the time. There's no way there's no way they couldn't be, because it's the same watch. It's a carbon copy, a quantum copy, whatever you want to call it. How do you dispute that? I mean, you can dispute it by what Shoshis is, but said, well, that's not possible. You can say, well, like an object like that can't exist. Maybe I don't know if it can or not. My dad watches quantum physics videos all the time, and it's always the same few topics. What effect did I just come back to? Just me being really smart and a lot of people not really understanding my genius. Remember when I solved that Alan Wake puzzle, people were like, that's not how you do that. I don't know. I solved the puzzle and it worked, and the math checked out, so I don't know, guys. I think universal seconds is like, this would be indisputable to me, because this doesn't break the theory of relativity. You can still have relative time into universal second. It's just that everyone would perceive that second differently from each other. But if you put everyone in the like, if you took the entire galaxy and wrapped it into one single moment, that moment would happen at the exact same time across the entire galaxy. All right, I'm gonna play some Baldur's Gate. Would it though? Yes. Well, how could it not? Because the difference of perception is based on distance, right? And speed. So if you remove the variables distance and speed, then everything happens at the same time, right? So with how that works, it would all have to be at the same time.
Our progress is not as it could be, I am sure.
But this is
it is just me.
I think this solved by just saying that the universal second Enda wants to create is also relative. Okay, but I fucked your mom. distance and speed being real doesn't matter in this example, because the point from a universal second perspective is just that if we ignore them, then everything happens at the same time, right? Let's say distance and speed doesn't exist, then we would have a universal second. That means that even with distance and speed, we still have the universal second. It's just perceived differently across the universe. From how I understand it, time isn't a line you move down. It's more like a three-dimensional object that you might exist in different coordination. But yeah, but that doesn't change anything from what I just said. Yeah, remember this to be one of the Baldur's Gate playthroughs. Nope, I'm not putting any YouTube stuff on the I'm not putting any React content in the VODs anymore. Maybe I'll do this discussion there though. But to say very simply, it's just a device that counts light bouncing, blah, blah, blah. If we start moving, this completely starts breaking and we don't experience same second. You would if you had the same clock. Like, no, okay. To be clear, like, you are experiencing the same second, you're just not experiencing it relatively, right? I just ate some fish and avocado with soy sauce. Can't wait for the estrogen to give me juicy boy boobs. What the hell? I think we're too focused on like relativity here. No one's trying to disprove relativity. I'm not saying that relativity is nothing. I'm just saying that the universal second is a thing, and these two concepts aren't contradictory at all. I don't think they contradict each other at all. If anything, they work with each other, and it would have to work like that. How would you dispute the teleport example or the watch example? How would those work without universal time? They wouldn't. So either the argument would be, well, those examples don't make sense. Like that you can't do those. Those don't work. Which, okay, fair. If that's the case, then yeah, sure, whatever. But if it's just, well, time's relative, then that doesn't matter to the argument at all. Might behave in the real world. I can see both angles. It behaves the same both places because it's the same object, or it might behave differently because the time space it exists in is different. Sure, yeah. I mean, that's sure. I mean, I don't know either. What if I start running away? My clock is moving with me, but my clock can't break speed of light. Remember, there's no universal time. It's impossible. Light of speed wouldn't have a limit if there is universal time, but it's the same clock. It can't. It by definition can't be different. It would have to move the same in both places. I found your initial second enda. Calculate seconds since the beginning of time. All right. I use this website to make Discord timestamps. Light of speed wouldn't have limit if there is universal time. I don't think I understand what you mean. Well, that's a very specific example when you can sync clocks. Yeah, sure. What about the teleport example I brought up though? What if I could teleport right now? I had the ability to teleport, and I teleported to a planet 9 billion light years away. And I'm not traveling there at the speed of light. I'm just teleporting there instantly, like this. I'm just teleporting there. Would it be as if I'd traveled all those light years, as if I just done the travel in a space rocket, or would I appear there instantly, meaning that I ignore the travel time, meaning that the time hasn't passed at all, right? Countless minutes since a haha funny. I banged your mom. That's not estrone soy or other there sort of the sort of girl juice estrone trans femmes take. Otherwise, we would not need girl juice. Just drink soy for a few years. Milk though, milk does have kitty growing hormones. All right, I'm gonna go do some milk then. Okay, thank you for that. It's a good question. Yeah, where's Einstein now, huh? Where's your Einstein now? Since you get it before causality has actually taken effect, then who knows? You'd probably go back in time with teleporting. But I shouldn't, because I'm not saying that I'm traveling faster than the speed of light, right? In order to go back in time, you have to travel faster than the speed of light. Light isn't about light, it's about speed of causality. Sure, but I'm saying that, like, the example is just I'm moving my present self as I perceive time to a different place, but without any actual travel. It doesn't take me any time to travel there, but it's still my perception of the space, right? You know, I'm looking at this place, this planet, the solar system that is, you know, 9,000 light years away or whatever, which I guess means I'm looking at that. I'm looking at something that happened in the past, right? Yeah, amounts of oh, I have drunk a crap ton of milk for my entire childhood and teenhood. I'm completely flat-chested. Very tiny amount of animal estrogen you'd have to live in milk to actually get bigger. That does. If you have method of breaking causality, then who knows what happens with physics? Sure, sure, but just for saying that physics have something, something because you can break physics fundamentally. I don't know what I don't know what I don't think I know what causality actually means. So I'm gonna keep it a stack. Causality. Alright, I don't think this is gonna help me much. I don't know how to teleport could actually work, so it's a weird example. Well, sure, but if we're just imagining that it works, though, where would you end up, right? If there's here's the thing, though, there's only two answers to this hypothetical, right? If you think time is relative, meaning that you if you don't think the universal second exists, meaning that time is completely relative, there's no universal second, then even if I didn't travel somewhere, if I instant teleported, I would be there relative to my perception, right? Meaning that if I see a place that's, you know, 1,000 years in the past for me, if I travel there, then I will be there 1,000 years in the past, even if I didn't actually travel there with you know, with a space rocket or whatever, right? I don't understand what Ender's saying. Well, hey, what can I say? Einstein didn't understand it either, and now he's dead. So, or there is a universal second. And when I teleport, I'm there the same second. I'm not there as I perceived the place 1,000 years ago. I'm there in my universal second, which is what makes the most sense to me. Like the way I would view this is like every person creates like a bubble of relative time, right? And if you put all those bubbles on top of each other, then they happen at the same time. Might be even though we can imagine these thought experiments, they might not actually make any sense because they don't represent what the universe is actually like. Well, maybe. Okay, one sec. Oh, just one quick thing, all right? Just one quick thing, okay? just real quick, okay? Let's say that we have 10 people, okay? We have orange. 1 second. We have red. 1 second. We have black. 1 second. We have white. 1 second. We have pink. 1 second. We have yellow. 1 second. We have blue. We have blue 2. We have purple. How many is this? 1, 2, 9. And we have brown. What's this? I like the social there. Let's hypothetically, for the sake of argument in this scenario, that my wife left me. Where's my lucky news? What? Okay. All of these people exist. They are all 1,000 light years away from each other, right? So relative to each other, they're all experiencing time differently, right? We're not disagreeing on that point, I assume, right? All these people exist at different points in time. They're all experiencing time different from each other. Well, let's say that we could move all these people instantly on top of each other. Like, let's say that there's a central location right here, like between these people in the center, right here. Oh god, or wherever. It doesn't matter where it is. We move all these people on top of each other. Wait, can you not make this transparent? Transparent selection. God damn it. Well, We're moving all these people on top of each other, right? I can't actually do this in this goddamn software, but... And I realized teleportation. Well, teleportation is irrelevant here. We're not teleporting, we're just moving them. They just all happen to appear in the exact same place at the same time. All these people right now. Like, they would appear in the exact same second, right? They're not appearing in seconds relative from each other, because that doesn't make sense. It would make sense because all of them would have different perceptions of relativity, meaning that this orange and brown would have different perceptions than yellow and orange. That doesn't make sense. So the only thing that makes sense is that if you moved all these people up each other, they would have to adhere to whatever the universal second is that they all got teleported in, right? Or you just can't do it, I guess. But I don't know if that's like a satisfying physics answer. Like, oh, that doesn't work. All right, that's it. Let's play some games. And what did it used to be like? I cannot picture you other than as you are. Oh, I am certainly meant to be this way, but I once lived quite peacefully. Druids took me in very young, and you can only be calm when you are surrounded by balance. The reasonable explanation is that teleportation is impossible. No, I don't know about that. I think the only reasonable explanation is that the universal second exists. And even if it was possible, you wouldn't need universal second. Wouldn't you, though? And as quantum physics juice has depleted. No, it hasn't. I just don't want to torment everyone else. It was like that for a long time, but I always felt I should do more. Balance needs to be encouraged. I wouldn't let it happen again. How would you... You would not allow what to happen again? Oh, nothing. I'm just rambling on. Talking to a trusted friend helps ease the soul. I hope I do as much for you as well. I mean, for the good of the party. I follow the conversation. That's because you're smart. That's because you're Norwegian like me. And we have big brains. Wouldn't the reason that a universal second has to exist be that otherwise all those people that have different perceptions of each other relatively to each other, if you put them together in the exact same point in time, that wouldn't work. That would like destroy the universe at that point, right? The only way that could work is if their relative perception of each other is irrelevant in that example. Because otherwise you would have all these people that exist at the same point in time, and they're all moved there simultaneously, but they're all perceiving each other differently somehow. And all of them individually are perceiving each other differently between each other. It's not just two people perceiving each other differently, it's like 10 people.
Oh, yes.
You look like a good enough sort.
I'm sorry, sir, but are you expected? Who lives here? This is the abode of Keldron and his family, sir. I take it you are not expected then? I know Keldron. If it's all the same to you, I shall wait for him here. Lord Keldron, who is he? Lord Keldor is a knight of the Order of the Radiant Heart, sir. As I do not recognize you, I shall assume you are a stranger. Please leave at once. Alright, I'll do just that.
Where shall I display my skill and expertise?
Let's play. I don't want to torture everyone and life as simulators. Listen.
You're right behind me, right?
Other people brought it up. I'm innocent.
I greet you.
Who are you? What are you doing prowling about my house? Yoink. No one in this game cares about stealing for some reason.
Hello there.
Mama, thieves! Oh, that's me.
You're a stranger.
And I would do that again. That's the crazy part. Yoink. Yoink.
Something you need. Just as I thought. Onward, then.
And then when it sees a baby with a lollipop. Well. Because they're filthy commies. Oriana? From League of
Is it
Legends?
important, peasant?
That fool Fellas is looking for me again. Well, I better get... I've got better things to do than take part in this particular form of worship. Alright. Oh, look, his boy from God of War. Oh. That's kind of crazy. I have to wait to go out all this time as I just had to listen to on this derangement. Yeah, you're saying it's deranged, but you can't answer the question though.
Are you interested in purchasing a bit of merchandise, my friend?
This guy is a psychopath. Why not? What merchandise you carry, good gnome? Well, you got the look of an adventurer about you. I've been one myself, betwixt stints as a turnip salesman, that is. Turnip salesman? Occasionally the markets get down and the formerly self-respecting purveyors of fine veggies are forced to prostitute their abilities in the form of adventuring. Let's get a physician in here. The H is not silent. It's all combat present IRL. I would feel no remorse doing any prank on them in the future. We could, but I feel like a lot of people would feel very put down by what the conclusion would be, which would be the quantum physicist saying, "Oh, yeah, that Endaline guy actually makes some really good points." How do you explain twin paradox with universal time? How do I explain twin paradox with universal time? How do you explain paradox? As a experiment in special relativity involving identical twins, one whom makes a journey to space in high-speed rocket and returns home to find that the twin who remained on Earth has aged more. This results. Well, no, you explain that because they're traveling, right? They didn't teleport away. They just traveled. I don't know all the stuff about this. So where is universal time if their clocks are not synchronized anymore? Okay. There's definitely okay. That's a good point. No, that doesn't matter. Does it matter? I don't think it matters. No, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It. Wait, yeah, that's weird. No. Yes? I'm losing it. No, that doesn't matter. Because the concept of relativity still exists with universal time. We're not ignoring the concept of relativity. Let's control Twitch right now. The concept of relativity isn't being ignored, meaning that we're still following all the rules of relativity. Meaning that if as described, if the two clocks are away from each other, then the people looking at each other will still see two different clocks. But right, if I'm over here and you're over here, and we're looking at each other, and we're sufficiently far away from each other, my clock can be 12 and your clock can be 2. That's entirely possible. But the point is that the clock itself, because the clock is the same clock, the clock can never be the two different times at the same time, right? Does that make sense? Alright, here's paint again. What? That makes no sense. It does. Here. What? God damn it. Here's clock time, okay? We're doing no play the game. Orson needs to go pee. Then go pee. These are all universal seconds, okay? Get what I'm saying? These are all universal seconds. We're universal seconding here. Now, I can be here with my clock, right? And you can be over here with your clock. And then this many seconds will have passed between our clocks. So if I'm standing here, this is so good, I can't miss this genius. If I'm standing here and I'm looking at that clock over here, then this clock will be different from this clock based on my relative perception of the clock. But the reality is that when this clock ticks up 1 second, then this clock would also be ticking up 1 second at this point. Right? These clocks are still in sync, meaning that the universal second still happens at the exact same time. We just can't. We're just not perceiving it at the same time. So from a point of relativity, the clocks can be out of sync, meaning that if this person over here traveled to me with the clock, their clock would be different than my clock. But that doesn't break the concept down, because they would be traveling, because relatively time has passed differently for them. The clock has still gone through all the same seconds. All the same seconds the clock has still ticked through all the seconds. It's just that relative to my clock, this clock ticked through them at a different pace, right? Are we considering the time it takes from the clock to your eyes? No. What are these lines? I'm sending a channel link to Neil deGrasse Tyson. Go for it. It's okay. So the example we did up here with all the people, right? All the circles. If all of these people had a clock, right? They all had the clock. And then they're all looking at each other. All the clocks will be different. We agree on that. Everyone agrees with that. That's how it works. All the clocks will be different. We know that's how it works. We just know from a scientific perspective. If they're far away from each other, look at the clocks. All the clocks will be different. They all have the exact same clock. It's the same quantum clock that exists at the same time in space, right? That means that when they're all looking at their clocks, it will be different because they're far away from each other. Relative to each other, the clocks are different. But if we all moved the circles together again, all the circles got moved on top of each other, no travel time needed. All the clocks would be the same instantly. Because they wouldn't be moved relative to each other, they would be moved based on the universal second. I think the problem is that your universal clock assumes there is universal time. Yes, but yeah, well, the universal clock doesn't. The example does. I am assuming that there is universal time. Like, how I'm imagining relativity, right? Is that this is how I'm imagining relativity. I'm imagining that there is a, here is relativity, right? I am number one. Then I'm perceiving time, right, around me, like this. We need more space. God. You're assuming universal time exists to prove universal time exists. No, I'm not. How do you just make things bigger in this goddamn software? Right. I think you are. No. Okay. Here's how time works, right? And I think this is what everyone agrees on. This is how time works. You exist in this time bubble. This is your time bubble. You own this bubble, right? And this bubble stretches out from you. And the further out this bubble goes, time is perceived differently, right? This is your personal time bubble. This is your bubble of relativity, right? This is how time works. Then every person has anything that can perceive time has a time bubble, and all of these time bubbles overlap, right? That's how that works. So over here, 1 billion light years away, there's another time bubble, and where these time bubbles intersect, they can perceive each other. Now these time bubbles are perceiving each other, right? This is how time works, and this is every person. On Earth, there's like 6 billion time bubbles, right? Right? This is how this works. Every person, what is a time bubble? That's how you. This isn't new. This is how you perceive time, meaning that relativity means that you are creating a relative point in time where you are perceiving time. So right now you are perceiving me and I'm perceiving you. If I looked out the window and I saw you, there would be there's a bubble of time between us, right? It's small enough that we don't notice it, but it's there. There's still a relative time bubble between us. What? Jojo, you can't do this. This is how it works. This is how relativity works. And now please play the game. What is time bubble? Time bubble is how you perceive time relatively. Right? You have a time bubble. The time bubble is your relative perception of time. And every person has a time bubble. Because every person perceives time relatively. Meaning that if this is your time bubble, Shosho, and you traveled away from the other time bubbles, you need to take a time bubble bath. If you have, are you just trying to say that the speed of light is constant? I mean, yeah. No. Okay, listen. In a defined time bubble, I did multiple times. If this is your time bubble and you begin traveling away from the other time bubbles, you're traveling now. You're in a space rocket. Now these other time bubbles are further away from you. So you're taking your relative time bubble, and then things that are behind you now are further away. I'm going to pop your time bubble with my time nail. Right? This is how it works. This is why time is relative, right? So when you're traveling away from these people, oh, my time bubble is traveling away. Now these are further away from you than they were before. Says that there is time independent of the observer. Do you mean something else? No, I don't think so. But what I'm saying is that a time bubble is a magical artifact obtained by helping wizard Triborn remember his dance moves from 549 annual wizard dance-off during the 2017 Halloween event. Time bubble must be used on Jonas as a means to trap him underwater in order to complete the event. What the hell? I know what. Yeah, but you should know what it, if you want to discuss this, you need to know what a time bubble is. The time bubble is your relative perception of time, right? The time bubble is how you relatively perceive time. Shosho, do you understand what time relativity is? Why am I arguing with Shosho? Where did everyone else go? How is bubble a perception? Because you have an area around you that you perceive, Shosho, which you can call a bubble. You have an area of perception that is relative. Shosho, I feel like I need a PhD in endoeconomics to understand this. What? Do people not understand the concept of a time bubble? I need an actual person with a degree in quantum physics in the chat right now, please. But please find them and bring them here. It doesn't matter if you've heard of it or not. Are you sure the time bubble is the right term? No, it's not a right. I made it up. It's just a phrase for relativity, right? It's not a scientific term. This isn't. I'm not making that. This isn't what it's called in science. I'm just explaining how relativity works. Every person has a bubble of relativity, right? There's no disagreement on that, right? You have a bubble of relativity. This is you, right? And this around you is your bubble of relativity. Everything you perceive is in your bubble. You exist in your bubble, right? And then everyone else has their own bubble. This is my bubble over here. Why is it stupid color thing? Urgh. Here's my bubble. And between these bubbles, there's friction, right? Because we're perceiving things differently. Meaning that if your bubble is traveling away from my bubble, says Endaline, it was revealed to me in a dream. What is a time bubble? Shosho. Okay, listen, I can't explain this anymore. If you don't understand it, you need to watch like a YouTube video or something. I can't explain this anymore. Why is there friction? Because that's how relativity works. Because they're perceiving each other differently. Because inside your time bubble, things are different than in my time bubble. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does! If your time bubble is over here and my time bubble is over here, these two time bubbles are completely different. They don't overlap at all. They're two completely different things. But if your time bubble is here and my time bubble is here, they're the same. Why does relativity require some kind of friction? But it does by definition, right? Because it's relative. This is when two objects touch each other sideways. All right. The point I'm making with the time bubble example, Baldur's Gate is a lot more complicated than I remember. Time is moving really fast for me watching this peak content. And what is a time bubble? I've described that so many times, I can't describe it again. You have to watch the VOD or something. The point I'm making is that inside your bubble, something is happening. You're perceiving things, and inside my bubble, I'm perceiving things. And these things are different than each other. They will eventually be the same. They have to be the same at some point in perception, right? Like everything that's happening in my bubble has to happen inside this bubble at some point, but they're relative to each other. People spending together have the same time bubble, but that disproves universal time, though. No, it doesn't. It doesn't disprove universal time. I don't know if things different. Because the point I'm making, once again, is that if we have these three bubbles, right, of time that are billions of years away from each other, once again, if I move them on top of each other, they exist at the exact same time. I don't understand. Yeah, but you have to Google it or you have to watch the VOD. Those are your only two options. I've already described it twice or like 5 times. I don't even know why I started saying this. What we were talking about? How can I do something you made up? Hey, figure it out. Ask a physicist or something. But velocity and mass change them. They all will be out of sync. They will be out of sync if they travel to each other, but not if they instantaneously appear on top of each other, right? Because universal time exists. Yes. Well, listen, we're not assuming it exists. We know that it exists. My mouse cursor is gone, dude. Is this because I have paint open underneath? God damn it. I don't have a mouse cursor anymore. Alright, what are you getting at? What I'm getting at, oh so friendly one, is that, okay, I can't play like this.
I trust all is well.
Why is my mouse cursor missing? Hello? I don't know when I saved last. Oh, nice YouTube flame. Oh, that's why the mouse cursor was missing. Yeah, that's why the mouse cursor was missing. We had this bug before.
Of course. I wouldn't dream of refusing.
Of course.
Is it important, peasant?
What the hell? I didn't have this conversation before. Nothing you say bothers me, Oriana. I could roll in a cow dung all day long and still come out cleaner than a petty upper-class whore. Vicious snippet. When I see phallus next, I'll make sure you pay for that remark. Alright. I think your argument is circular. Quantum physics is like the hardest subject. Listen, I guarantee you that a quantum physicist would agree with me. 100%. I would bet money on that. Unless there's...
Are you interested in purchasing a bit of merchandise, my friend?
With the caveat being that unless there's some sort of reason the example doesn't work in physics, which no one here has said. No one said, oh, that's not how it works. Physics doesn't work like that. They said, well, time is relative. No one has explained like, oh yeah, no, actually, the quantum clock can't exist because of these reasons. No one has said, oh yeah, you can't teleport someone instantly to another place because of these reasons. There might be physical, there might be like, you know, universal laws that prevent that from happening, but unless those happen, I guarantee you that a quantum physicist would at worst be like, oh yeah, that kind of could make sense, I guess. Guaranteed. Also, Choso, you don't know what a time bubble is. Whether or not you disagree matters not to me. Why not? What merchandise do you carry? Good gnome? Well, you got the look of an adventurer about you. I've been one myself, betwixt stints as a turnip salesman, that is. Occasionally the market gets down, and the formerly self-respecting purveyor of fine veggies are forced to prostitute their abilities in the form of adventuring. Alright, what are you getting at? Yes, of course, mobile vegetable peddling versus heroism. The eternal question. You understand implicitly. That reminds me of the time that dear cousin Josephine fell into that gully dwarf. Miserable bloke, really. Bad teeth, rancid smell, truly a joke of the gods. We used that to torment Josie. That was my pet name for her. About her teensy-weensy nose and the way that it hooked into her. I think that's probably right without knowing what's going on. There you go. I don't know what a time bubble is because you made it up and I don't understand your description. I love arguing. Time means the way you have to perceive the passage of time as opposed to other people. Yes, I said that, but I said that multiple times. I said it was your bubble of perception. But is that how it works? Yes, that is how it works. Yeah. Well, I mean, perception has to be tied to relativity, because relativity is how you perceive things, right? Like sometimes time feels slower, sometimes faster. Yes, but if you didn't exist, then it wouldn't feel like anything. Because not existing means you can't perceive. Relativity can't exist for you outside of your ability to perceive something. This toilet roll doesn't have a bubble of perception or of relativity, right? Because the toilet roll can't perceive anything. Not arguing, just trying to explain to Shosho what that would mean. Yeah, I don't think anyone's arguing. Are we still on this BS? I mean, I brought the toilet roll out, so yeah. Now, this toilet roll can be perceived differently by different people, but things that can't perceive this differently. You are assuming only conscious beings can perceive. Yes. Why? How would an object perceive something? It can't. By definition, it can't. Look, my enormous friend, I'm really busy to chit-chat right now. What is your point? My point, also a friendly one, is that I've items to sell that are especially created by yours truly. Trade one of the dangerous paths to heroism. They're known as Jan Jansons. That's me, Fleshmaster Bruiser's mate. What the hell? First of all, this is basically Jon Jonsen, my character. Now pay attention. You take one of these babies and chuck it at average Joe Orc. Close your eyes real tight and whoosh. He's running around in circles, clutching at his eyeballs and screaming, and yelling like Uncle Sven after 3 days on a turnip bear bender.
I trust all is well.
Old gnome, in the name of the Amnian Revenue and Taxation Board. Ah, not again. That bottom-feeding, turnip-hating, scum-sucking brigand. Nothing better to do than stop an honest businessman from selling high-quality illegal flashes for a reasonable price. Here he comes. Cover for me.
I trust all is well.
Jan Jensen, gnomish citizen of Amn, you have been charged with tax evasion and the illegal sale of illegal items in an illegal manner. Cracks, old friend. You do me a great wrong. I would never break the law, as my pappy always said. Enough. You'll not sidetrack me with your cursed tales again. I'm smarter than you think. Shut up, you. Latrine duty beckons. That's better. We've been on to you for days, Jansen. We've caught you in the very act of selling your dangerous and illegal contraptions. What cruel fate! Falsely accused by an old friend. I'm not your friend, Jansen. You're not anyone's friend. Oh, that's it. Do you enjoy guarding used chamber pots? Sorry, sir. I swear this job will land me in an asylum. And who might you be? You're certainly no regular customer of this felon. I'm Gareth Garrettson, an adventurer. Well, Garrett Garrettson, did this gnome try to sell you illegal merchandise, specifically flashers, as he calls them? Shotgun Kodak found the only way to make Baldur's Gate worse. Laren wouldn't have wanted this. What did I do? I just said a few words now. Jace hates Baldur's Gate, but he also hates talking, and he hates me playing games, but he hates me reacting to videos. Basically, Jace just says everything. Yeah, he just says everything. What's a Jace not hate? Searching it. Okay, so, I mean, should I just roleplay? Should I just do the Gareth Garrison answer here, or should I try to be helpful to this guy? I don't know what to do here. I mean, I assume this guy's evil because he's trying to scam people, but death, destruction, eradication of the human race. I feel like this is gonna like make him really mad though. Of course, out now I'm back. Are we ready to set? And I should get a Nobel Prize on physics. But you can't make a bad choice. Okay. Aha, Jan Jansen, we have a witness. Take him into custody. As for you, Garrett Garrison, you have done a good deed. You're entitled to the reward of 100 gold pennies. What is the P stand for again? Pence? Thank you, sir. It was the least that a conscious citizen could do. I don't want your dirty money. This man does not deserve to be arrested. If you believe that he should be free, you are welcome to come down to the guardhouse and pay his fine. How much is the fine, and where's this guardhouse? It should be 800 gold points. The guardhouse is located on the opposite side of the square. Does it mean the prison? This world is a prison.
Oh, yes.
Declare yourself.
I would like to pay his fine. Thank the gods, that gnome is the most annoying prisoner I ever had. He's constantly picking the law, complaining of my personal hygiene. Make him just pay the damn 800 GP. He has your gold. Excellent, he's free. Please take him and go.
Most excellent, my friend. Thank you for paying that tragically unfair fine for me.
You did try to sell illegal machinery, you know? It was always an unfair law. I was simply filling in one of the niche markets for a desperate consumer population. Regardless, I am now free and would like to know your intentions. Will you have me join your party? Yes, I would welcome. Let us depart then, my new companion. I have an itch to pepper a few hobgoblins with crossbow bolts. The plot thickens, not unlike a good bowl of turnip soup if you've let it sit out for the proper amount of time. Traditionally, that's a week, although Pappy used to complain about the smell so much that we just went and shortened it to a day and a half. It doesn't taste quite the same, though, which just goes to show you that you can't buck tradition. I'll make you some, and Imran too, if time allows, so you won't regret it. Right. I'm gonna see what this guy's all about. He has the Flasher Master Bruiser Mate. These scores are filled with a special powder that does a bit of damage. Okay, but he has a limited amount of these. He only has 9 of those. The Flasher Launcher. We can make the special ammunition is capable of firing. Special tinkering on the launcher has made it especially accurate. What? Abilities. Oh. Oh. Interesting. Note dry clean only. What the hell? 25 physical resistance to all physical damage? What the hell? Huh. This guy seems pretty powerful. Just have a weird gibbing accent when he's in my party, so odd. He has the best thief in the game. Oh, really? That's the best gear for thief. Maybe like he just starts with it though. But as what is passed, Jan stops tinkering with his gadgets and states that, despite all claims to the contrary, turnip beer has wondrous medicinal properties in addition to its fine taste. And it's just chaotic neutral. It's so right, this one, and flat reduction is pretty good. Okay, but here's the thing. Like, I already essentially have three. I have three characters that are lockpicks for me. So the top four here are set in stone, I think. I'm gonna be traveling with Jaheira and Minsk no matter what. Anoman seems like a great fit with Gareth. So these four seem like they're set in stone. Means that we have 2 party slots. Out of the 3 people available to me right now, which is Japanese man, Nalia, and John. Would you guys say John is the best choice here?
Don't yell. I can hear you just fine.
That is the best thief if you want thief. I mean, I want a thief, yeah. I mean, I need someone to open to deal with traps and stuff. I think I like the other party members more, honestly. Instead of Nalia, should be good. Yeah, but I kind of like Nalia, though, is the thing. Enough for adding Yabushima anyway. He always takes our money and enjoys looking at traps. Oh yeah. Yeah, and I would do that again. I would do that twice. I'm gonna say that. I think I'm gonna keep the party as it
John
is.
Johnson at your service. You need my skills, I see.
Turnip reflex.
You sound like Goladon. What? Is there a griffin about? Don't yell. I can hear you just fine.
Am I needed? Please, I'm ready for anything.
Show me your traps. End up probably. Oh man, this is a hard choice. I think I like Yoshima more than I like Nalia. But Nalia did have a pretty cool quest. I also taught her a lot of spells. The problem is that she hasn't leveled up yet, so I can't like abandon her if I get someone new. Because her open locks is awful. Alright. We're gonna go for Nalia just because we have way too many dudes in the party. It's already a sausage fest.
I do not wish to end our pairing before our tasks are done, but perhaps a rest is in order. Are you sure you want to go separate paths?
Well, are we to separate
Hold on,
on
Jan.
this
Time to
note?
separate ways. She's been fine, I must say. If you want to hook up again, I'll most likely be tending my turnips in the slums. Look for the tower. You can't miss it. Alright, we'll meet you there.
Yes.
Just as I thought.
Sent you a bunch of elixirs and crap, as I had half of it on my bankroll. Unfortunately, not the most important ones. That's fine. Don't worry about it, Volk.
Onward then.
That's fine, Volk. Yeah, between Minsk, Ganoman, Jaheira, and Joshimo, it's way too many, yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. But, thank you, Volk. Have you thought any about if you want to do something more? Do you want me to pay my 80
pleased
gold?
at the progress that
Do you
this
want-
ill-conceived group has
Do you
made.
want my 80
I had
gold?
not thought
Oh.
such a thing possible.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I want that. Oh yeah, I do.
To the task at hand. I can dance on the head of a pin as well.
Yoink. What the hell? You just have a giant carpet of a naked lady, two naked ladies in here? Barred from the other side.
As
You
you
must gather your
What
party
is
before
barred
venturing
doors
forth.
in this places?
Of course.
Alright, not the most fruitful Baldur's Gate 2 stream today, but we did get some stuff done. If I hadn't gotten distracted by this very simple to understand theory of relativity.
You need something, stranger?
Yes, sir. May I be of some assistance to you? Have you business with the Yustevs? No, I'm the Yustevs. May I ask what business they are in? No, you mean not. Their affairs are their own, and unannounced guests are not privy to them. How did you have some purpose here? No, I'm sorry. I don't have a reason to speak with you.
What do you... Fleet of foot and all that.
Let me just walk in there and just steal some stuff real quick. That log updates your last words after you die too. Nice. I think the Mew was a very good last word though, to be fair. You know, as far as last words go, that's a pretty good one.
Be gone, commoner. I have my own
Hooligans in my home, and when I have important guests as well. Get out, you rude little bandersnatch. I'll have the guards on you if you do so much as touch.
Stand where you're at.
My goodness, Quad, did not tell me we had guests already. You must be... Actually look to be the nobody. Get out of my home. You running for help?
Yes? I wouldn't dream of refusing. Just name what you want.
What's meant to be... What? Meow? But, okay. Hey, Mew is good. Good Pokemon. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em, my heart's so true.
Oh, yes.
Farsha, I have returned.
What is it?
Oh, okay. Load.
Of course.
I mean, we have one district down at least. That means that we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 districts. Right? Oh, is this just a way through? That's so lame. Okay, let's set up here, I guess. I should have used the word time field instead of time bubble, I just realized. I think time field would make more sense.
I wouldn't dream of refusing.
Oh. Wait, what? Oh, there's a staircase and a doorway. Gotcha.
Just as I thought.
The door seems to be barred from the other side. You cannot get through it. Oh, what are you guys doing on this side? What the hell? What's wrong with you guys?
Onward then to the task at hand.
Valgar's home, Temple of Ogma.
You'll find
Jahabuam.
no better prices.
Hello there. I have
guarantee
worked long and lonely hours, and it is good to see a friendly face. Care to see some of my trinkets and far-flung wares? Nothing special, something plain, whatever you wish for in these uncertain times. I can make accommodations. Something for the lady, perhaps? Oh, yes, I see a glint in the eye. There's romance afoot, and it needs the dancing partner of the adornment of affection.
No, that's quite all right. Do not make a fuss.
Nonsense. Oh, but perhaps I have overstepped my bounds with my observant eyes. I apologize profusely.
Wait, am I romancing Jahara right now?
It says nothing, though. You, sir, your name?
Gareth Garrettson?
Gareth Garrethan.
Yes. Hey, nice. I like Jahara. I mean, maybe a little bit weird. It feels like there's like a little bit of an age difference there, and she was like kind of my mentor in the first game, but, you know, that works.
The name of a man that knows his heart, but who perhaps has troubles warming the lady's heart. By no fault of your own, of course, perhaps a gift.
I said not to.
I believe I was speaking to the gentleman now, sir. She's a lady of the battlefield, so a commemorative blade, possibly? No, I have the perfect thing. A locket to carry an endearing portrait. A minor magic will instantly implant a likeness of the lady. A mere 20 gold that you might but glance at my other items.
Earl Smith, that's what's cool now. I believe the lady said she didn't want anything. Okay, I feel like this is what Gareth would do. Despite that I can't even tell if Jahara's being like, oh no, I don't want anything.
As you will, farewell now. Good luck to you and the lady. Ah, to be young. Jahabuam bids you not squander what is there to grasp.
Oh, do not squander it. The legacy I'll leave you. Gotcha. What a charming fellow. Completely insane, of course. Out of his mind. Blind as a bat. No idea what he was saying. Perhaps. Perhaps so. Perhaps I've been blind myself. Let's get going, shall we?
Have a look at my wares. I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition. Well, you look like the sort who has more than 2 gold pieces to rub together. As you will.
His name is Hero. Hero?
Yes, may I help you? You are not a friend of the Master's, are you?
No, I am not. Can you tell me who lives here? This is the thief guy? I am a friend, not a friend, I'm looking for Aligar, and I was wondering if I might ask you a few questions. Oh my, more people looking for Master Korthal. Is it? You're not one of those awful wizards, are you? No, I'm not. Why do you call them awful? Their deal with the Cal Wizard was just awful. They came here 2 weeks ago, demanding to see Master Korthala. I was just shaking in my shoes. I heard them upstairs. They demanded that the Master do something, and he refused. Our poor Master Korthala was so upset he was shouting he was. There was a loud crash, fighting. I was terrified when the wizards came back down the stairs, alone. They said Valigar had committed murder and must pay. Master Korthala had slipped away from them. The wizards told me not to say anything, but I'm desperate with worry. Do you think the Master is alright? I am not sure, but if the Count Wizards are after him, it is likely that he is in great danger. Are you sure you have no idea where he has gone? It truly puzzles me. I remember the family used to own some land in the Umar Hills. Perhaps the Master has gone there. Is it helpful? It may be. Thank you. Alright, so Umar Hills probably. Well, I gotta wonder if that's an important character. I'm
Of course.
sure you all just happen to remember him for no particular reason. It's like in Yakuza when some character I've never heard about gets mentioned and half the chat is just poke faces saying his name, it's like Sejima.
How can I help?
I'm ready.
Everyone's like,
Think. I can dance on the head of a pin as well.
yeah, everyone, his name is everyone's like, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's okay. So that's a guy that's going to be important, huh? Yeah, I can immediately tell how important someone's going to be just based on chat reaction. This is a tax assessment for one of Algor's Cortala. It lists holdings in the city of Athkala and a cabin in the Umar Hills. Okay. Didn't Yoshima used to have a gem bag? Wait, what happened to his gem bag? Oh, it's here. Oh, when I moved them out, I got the bags
I
back.
must apologize, but I can carry no more. I have set your item upon the ground.
I guess when I moved him out of the party, he put all the items down.
Yes? I wouldn't dream of refusing. Whatever I can do to help. Oh, yes.
Let's do this row of houses, then we'll do the rest next time. I think there's a lot of like long quests are
Just as
about to
I thought.
happen. The hell is this guy? Is there a radio playing in here? Or is it like a voice box or something?
Wisdom is early
Praise Ogma, the
possessed by
beneficent
learned.
master of knowledge, invention, and inspiration. Come, seeker, and be welcome within his temple. What can I provide for you? I would like to see your services. Another druid's ring, though. Ogma, what the?
Onward, then.
You must gather your party
Before venturing forth.
To the task at hand.
What do you
Am
need?
I needed?
I am skilled in avoidance.
I will do what I can.
We
Please,
do what
glad
we
to be of
must,
assistance.
because we can. Ligma balls. Ligma dusty. Oh my god. What the hell
As
is
you
that thing?
Of course.
You are a sick
I wouldn't dream of refusing.
person. So why does no one in this game care if you rob them
yes.
blind? Why did they choose to go this route with the second game? Or they just like, that didn't work that well in the first one anyway, so what the heck?
No trouble out of you.
Yes? Just as I thought.
Oh god, we're looping.
Just name what you want.
Nature, it is done.
Nature servants await. The door seems to be barred from the outside. We can't get through it. Okay.
To the task at hand. As you will.
Alright, I think we'll save there. We didn't get, you know, a super amount of Baldur's Gate play today, but we did make a little bit of progress.
I wouldn't dream of refusing.
I'm sure on Thursday we won't be talking about...
I have no patience for cities. Our stay had best be a short one.
I'm sure on Thursday I won't have a quantum physicist on the stream to discuss these matters. Time is... What was the... Oh wait. Time is universal. Confirmed. God damn it. Alright, video gamers, thank you so much for today. We made a lot of regress in physics, but there was a progress in Baldur's Gate 2. I would say we probably progressed in physics, but some of you guys showed that you are regressive in physics for sure. That's where I would put it. You know, not all of us can be as scientifically inclined as I am, unfortunately. But hey, thank you so much for today. We finished Dark Messiah today, which was a fun game overall. We played some Baldur's Gate. We talked about quantum physics a little bit with no one in chat having any background education in it at all, just normal stuff that you do. But I enjoyed myself. Baldur's Gate considered to be fun. I look forward to having a full stream of it next time we play, and seeing how we can progress. Looking at the state of the map now, I'm thinking like I don't know how this game is going to end up being like 200 hours long, but I guess I'll understand at some point. But yeah, the game is super fun still. If you're new here, feel free to follow the stream on the Discord, all that good stuff. I'll be back regular time on Thursday at 17:00 time, 5 p.m. GMT +2. Schedule a stream in local time zone. This is a different game where we're playing Baldur's Gate 2, of course. Which we are going to be playing now until we finish it. At which point we're probably jumping into Yakuza 5. Imagine a serious map, but like 30 times. That sounds kind of bad. That sounds awful. That sounds like the worst thing ever. Just size-wise. Oh, okay. That's not that bad then. I thought you meant like a lot of like really narrow, tight corridors. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said. We're gonna head over to our video gaming friend, Salemba. What's that sound? What was that? El no sabe. No. El no Salemba. Ah, that was painful. Maybe we can interrupt his record pace. Oh, man. But yeah, like I said, after we're done with this, we're gonna play Yakuza 5, and then I don't know what's up next after that. Honestly, we'll see what happens. That might be Dawn Trail time or something like that. For Dawn Trail, I'm probably just gonna do like I'm just gonna stream whenever. I'm probably not gonna have any like strict stream schedule for that. Like I'll always stream at normal time, but I might just start streaming at like 10 in the morning. Because that's mostly just a game I want to stream for myself. Like. I'm not necessarily streaming that because I think a lot of other people want to watch it. I'm just streaming it because I want to be able to look back at my reactions to things, which I wish I could do for the other expansions. But we'll see what happens. I haven't made any distinct plans yet. That's gonna happen at the end of July, or at the end of June, right? I forgot. It's gonna happen at some point. Anyway, love you all. Appreciate you all. You guys have a great time. Have a great rest of the week. Keep fighting for us. Bye bye.